What's going on, campers? Campfacer here. All last week, Gun Interactive has been showing off the family member trading cards along with the abilities and attributes, all explained with each character, aka the Sawyers. Are you guys ready to sit down with the family and enjoy some barbecue? If so, grab that hot sauce.
Campfacer.
Okay, you guys, so we already went over the victims' attributes and abilities, and their trading cards, and the gameplay, the metagame on that side. Today, Gun Interactive on the community hub post explains it all with the family members. We're going to go over the family member attributes and abilities and how you play the game in choosing what character you want to play as and what would be a wise choice and how to play as a team and the whole metagame on that side. So I'm going to read directly from the Gun Interactive Texas Chainsaw Massacre game hub post, and we're going to dive into this, so let's go. Much like on the victim's side, everyone has a job to do, a role to fill in the composition of each match. Whether that is seek, hunt, trap, bane, or maim, taking down the victims is specified work, and work that this cast of maniacs is exceptionally proficient in. They also have their trade-offs, their own little deficiencies that help balance the whole, making it much more effective to work as a team while still being possible, albeit slightly more difficult, to go about things lone wolf style. Also, similar to how the victim side is structured, this all can be tailored via the metagame, where players can tune the family to their liking. Okay, so you guys, right there, they're basically saying, don't worry, it's not an overpowered situation. Each family member character that you choose is going to have their perks and their deficiencies. So you can't really necessarily go lone wolf style, as in run off on your own and just take down the whole victim side. You're going to have maybe like the cook can hear from far away and see somebody making noise, but then he can't run that fast. Or maybe he can't crawl through tight spaces like the hitchhiker can. So they have their ups and their downs. So you want to choose and choose wisely. That's basically what they're saying there. So moving along, they go on to say, family attributes fall into three categories: savagery, harvesting, and endurance. These attributes differ depending on the family member you are playing as, and can be tuned to your liking by unlocking attribute points within the skill tree and assigning them to one of the three categories. On top of the attribute points, certain perks within the skill tree will also buff an attribute category by equipping it. But more on perks once we cover the full metagame. For now, let's talk about the main three attribute categories. Savagery. This attribute directly affects the amount of damage you deal with the melee hits, but should not be seen as simple strength. Think of savagery as proficiency level of killing in-game, used in conjunction with endurance as a way to determine the full potential for damage dealt. Harvesting. Harvesting affects the amount of blood you gain for Grandpa when interacting with victims. It does not, however, affect the amount of blood gained from buckets around the map. Melee hits, grapples with victims, and executions are the specific interactions that can fill your blood vial, dependent on your harvesting stat. Endurance. Similar to the victim's attribute, endurance affects the stamina drain and recharge rate. On the family side, however, melee strikes also drain stamina, making the endurance attribute important for dealing damage as well as mobility. They go on to say, so you see, these attributes all work together to make up the type of killer any given family member is. Considering you cannot attack without any stamina left in the pool, savagery and endurance are tied together in interesting ways, mixed in the fact that your harvesting rating will affect how much blood you will walk away with after each altercation and can start to see the balancing shapes up with the cast of cannibals. So you guys, they're going over all this stuff, and they, like I said earlier in this video, it all matters on how you're building your character, who you're choosing, their perks. It seems like so far this is very well balanced as far as the metagame goes. It's definitely not overpowered. It could be, depending on like the victim versus the family member. Like, say you have a slow jogging victim, and then you got the hitchhiker. He can keep on your tail the entire match, especially with those tight crevices that you can go through. Bubba, or aka Leatherface, he's not going to be able to go through those tight spaces, so then he's going to have to go around in a different way to find you, and at that point you could sneak away and hide behind something. So it all depends on who you're playing with, but then again, it depends on the meta and their stamina and so on. Okay, so I'm about to show you motherfuckers some deep shit with the family members on the stats and their perks up close. Get your barbecue ready, get that hot sauce out. Let's take a closer look. So starting off, we have the cook, Seek. The Seek ability allows a cook to lean in and listen carefully to any strange sounds he might hear around the map. If a sound is detected, he can focus in on it, revealing the location of the victim, unfortunate enough to be making the most noise. So just don't make a lot of noise. You're going to have to slow down, take your time. Don't just run around and start opening cupboards and closets and going through. You're not going to want to do that, because you know the cook's out there. If somebody's playing the cook, you're going to get hunted down, and that's the end of it. Your barbecue. He can add additional locks to doors around the map, starting the match off with 3 in his inventory. These locks can be removed and added back into his inventory, should he choose to relocate one of them. The cook can also close crawl spaces, causing victims to need to reopen them quietly. That's cool. So the locks that the cook has, the 3 that you start off with in the game, you could take them off and relocate them and put them somewhere else. So technically, he's always got these locks. He's just got to pick and choose where he wants to put them. And that makes it interesting for victims, because you go up to a locked door and maybe you can't get through that locked door, but you're trying to find a way, and then you go around and you find a way to break that lock open. You go back and that lock's not there anymore. Oh, well, the door, it's unlocked, so you go through that door, but then maybe you go leave that door, and the cook went back and relocked it with the lock, and now you're stuck in that room. That would be pretty interesting. So anyways, moving on to Sissy. Sissy picked up some unique skills in her travels, like her Bane ability, craft poisons from local plants and then blow the powder in the faces of the victims or use them to contaminate items around the map. Wow, that is pretty messed up, Sissy. I can't believe that. That is some sick shit there, you guys. She's poisoning her victims secretly, or blowing the powder of the poison into their face. And if you go doing that, they're going to start getting it in their eyes, and that's no good. You might want to keep your distance from Sissy. As hot as she is, and that booty she's got, that tight little booty, you might want to stay away from her. She'll be blowing some powder in your face, you guys. Sissy is light on her feet, similar to the hitchhiker, but also crafty, sneaky, and sinister. Because of this, not only can she traverse through gaps in crawl spaces, she can also utilize hiding spots to get the jump on victims. So wait a minute, you guys. Sissy can hide in hiding spots that victims can hide in? Are you serious? That is amazing. Do you know how much fun you could have being a family member hiding in a hiding spot that a victim is going to... Say you're a victim and you're going to go hide in a closet, get away from whoever that's nearby. You're walking up to that closet, you open up the door, and Sissy jumps out at you and jumps on you or jump scares you like, boo! Oh my god. This is amazing. I'm going to play Sissy just for that jump scare moment. That is awesome. I haven't heard this. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. I've never heard of this in a multiplayer victim versus killer scenario where the killer can actually hide in the victim's hiding spots, or sissy anyways. I know none of the other family members can hide in the closets or hiding spots, but that is amazing because you never know. Every match you play, if somebody's playing sissy, you gotta get ready for that jump scare moment. That is awesome. Alright, anyways, so moving on to the hitchhiker, the trap. The hitchhiker is handy with a pile of bones. His trap ability is an extension of that. The macabre artist can place traps around the map that alert him when unexpected victim steps in it. Okay, so, you know, in the movie when he had the satchel and he had some bones and the camera and his knife, and because he went digging up the grave in the beginning. That's his specialty. Like the bone room inside the main house, the couch made out of bones and the chicken feathers and all, that whole hot mess there. That must have been all the hitchhiker, aka Nubbins. He's crafty. He's an artist. You don't mess with an artist and his work. He's going to set up those bone traps around the map, and he knows what he's doing. I mean, hopefully in this game, you guys, you don't really notice the traps as a victim. Like in Friday the 13th, you see a pile of leaves in the middle of the road. You're like, you definitely know that was a trap. But in this game, I kind of hope it camouflages in a little better. I mean, I hope if you look close enough, you'll be able to tell that it's a trap, but I hope it's a lot harder to pinpoint, to making it harder so you can accidentally step in those traps. Gun Interactive also says with his high endurance, he relentlessly keeps swiping at you as he's chasing you, non-stop, like as in the movie. You guys know when he's jogging down the road after Sally, down the driveway into Quick Hill Road, he's swiping that knife back and forth, and he's not stopping. It's almost as if he does not run out of energy. That's his perk. So if he's on your tail, you best hurry up and get out of the way or you're going to get slashed. So moving along to Johnny Hunt. Johnny is a stalker, a predator, and like any true predator, he's a skilled hunter. His hunt ability allows him to see and track the fresh footsteps of victims around the map. Okay, so he can see where somebody has recently walked or jogged, like around outside, maybe in the dirt, or the footsteps, possibly even in the house. I take it they'll light up red for a little bit and maybe fade away, if that's how the ability works with Johnny. Johnny can also put his frame to work for him by being able to instantly barge doors as well as close crawl spaces in-game. His hits are also conclusive, delivering an extra layer of disorientation on attack to helpless victims. So he can instantly barge a door down, he can track your footsteps, he can close crawl spaces, making you have to open them back up. He seems like an annoying little prick, man. He's pretty tough though. I want to say Johnny's next to Leatherface in strength, as far as breaking down doors and just, I'm not like a big fan on the Johnny look. I'll just say that much right now, you guys. I mean, Sissy, I know we got Sissy and Johnny reveal last week. Sissy's pretty cool looking. I think she's pretty cute, but Johnny just looks like that annoying guy in school, like that jock guy they just want to punch in the face. Moving on to Leatherface, the man, the myth, the legend, the barbecue destroyer. This one is pretty self-explanatory. Leatherface carries the saw. You guys all know the saw is family. Don't fuck with the saw, okay? Anyways, the saw is a maim ability. He can utilize it in a variety of ways, not least of which is to dismember any victims he might get his hands on. I hope there's some serious cool kills with the saw, with Leatherface. I hope there's like so many kills that you can't keep track. Because I want to see a lot of blood. I want to see arms come off. I want to see faces fall off. And I want a victim to be running down the hall and accidentally step on somebody's face like a banana peel and slip and break their neck. I mean, this has got to be a bloody mess. This has to be. This is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like I said, get that hot sauce ready. That's it for now. Stay tuned for more on the metagame and additional layer of So that's it, you guys. That's the metagame. That's the abilities, the attributes of the family members. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I want to know what you guys think about all this down in the comment section below. Are you guys excited for this? Who are you going to play as? Do you like the metagame so far between the victims and the family members? Does this sound like a game that's going to be fun to play, or is it going to be too deep? Are you going to be able to follow how all this works? If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments section below. Let's have a big discussion on this. Anyways, I want to thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, click notifications to all so you don't miss a video in the future. And I will see you guys in the next video. And as always, campers, stay out of the woods.